Kepler 442b's crystal mines were gently buzzing as the Velnari. Like elegant dancers, the workers flowed through the tunnels, their translucent skin catching the light from the shining. Creating the appearance of live glass sculptures with crystals, Zevka saw his staff at work from the observation deck. His big, proud eyes, the Nari had constructed a flawless. The mining colony's society is remote from the bloodshed that afflicted other worlds. Had expanded over the previous 50 years into a little metropolis, with lovely gardens growing between the crystal formations and the. They were herbivores who had never experienced conflict, and Nari's melodic tongue reverberated through the tunnels like a continuous melody. Their greatest accomplishment was mastering the art of crystal shaping. They never required weapons and never harmed another living thing. Zevka's serene morning came to an end when his sound waves created art so beautiful that it could move other species to tears. Velna, the communication officer, stormed into the observation chamber, her normally composed. "Commander," she sang in their musical language, "the deep space sensors have sharp harmonics with fear." Zevka followed her to the communication center after sensing something awful, his heart pounding more quickly than. When they noticed what they were seeing, other employees halted their singing and gathered around the enormous viewing screen. With hundreds of black spacecraft and fear ships, transparent skin turns pale blue. The vessels, which were not constructed but rather developed with organic curves and pulses, moved through space like a plague of insects. Veins that transported an unidentified substance through their hulls, they were not the Krulek's ships of any peaceful species. Her speech was barely audible, and every Nari in the room went quiet. They had all heard the tales transmitted by the Krulek's horde over cosmic communication networks. Were world-destroying consumers who came to a planet and robbed it of everything. How long do we have? Life consumed all that could be consumed, leaving only dead rock drifting in space. Zevka inquired, although he was aware that the response would be awful, and after 3 or 4 days, their science. Officer, their bio ships outperform our cargo ships in speed. Unable to leave even half of the colony before they got there, Ziva glanced at his. The Velnari people lacked weapons beyond basic tools and were not warriors. Instead of an army of planeteers, their defense systems were built to keep out wild animals in hazardous conditions. Throughout their history, the Velnari had resolved every issue by collaboration, comprehension, and amicable discussion, yet the Kruleks did not engage in any negotiations. Zevka commanded that we exclusively send signals to all of our linked species. For the following few hours, send frantic messages asking for aid. Soared around the cosmos, the tranquil Thylorans sent their condolences, but the sage Eridani pledged to protect Velnari when they claimed their own fleets were insufficient. Cultural documents, but were unable to provide military support. The merchants Aperians pledged to keep them in mind when conducting business. Tunes but lacked warships to spare each and every cosmic species individually. The community apologized, but they were unable to defeat the Kruleks because the insectoid horde had never. Having lost, the only choice was to flee and hope they wouldn't follow. Ziva stood among the humming flowers in the crystal gardens where the Velnari children were playing on the second day. Little ones were playing games and laughing while the natural music blended since they were unaware of the threat of their planet tomorrow, or maybe the day after, when the Kruleks would show up and put a stop to it. Commander Velna came up. He heard a new quality in her voice. Not so much hope as a frantic determination. We haven't explored this option yet, but she guided him back to the communication center, where they're most potent. Although they hardly ever utilized it, the transmitter pulsed with energy and could carry messages throughout the cosmos. We might make a general distress call due to the massive power required, but she clarified that particular species, but announce our location and circumstances to everyone. You intend to seek strangers for assistance in any world that has the ability to receive signals. Zika believed that this was a rarely encountered species that they were unaware of. Seemed risky and uncertain, but we're going to die anyhow, I said plainly. Zevka glanced about at his people and then at the picture, wondering what harm it could cause. On the main screen, the bio ships had gotten closer to the advancing Krulek's fleet, their organic hulls throbbing with. He said, "Compose the message," with ravenous expectation. When Belna talked into the transmitter, her fingers danced over the communication settings, carrying her voice. "This is Commander Zika of the Velnari colony on Kepler," she said, expressing the species' desperate terror and musical beauty. "For 42B the Krulek's horde will arrive, threatening to exterminate our peaceful people. In 2 days, our globe will be devoid of weapons, warships, and any means of defense against any war-capable species. We are pleading for your assistance, and we are offering our whole planetary treasury. Our knowledge gained over a millennium, our crystal technologies, or whatever else we possess in return for defense against this danger. We don't want to pass away, and we don't want our kids to pass away if they're. We are at galactic coordinates 847.33.891. If anyone can assist us, please come. Please assist us," since the message traveled at the speed of light throughout the galaxy. It traveled to the home worlds of hundreds of different civilizations, bringing with it the hopes of an entire species. Disregarded it, others sympathized but were powerless, and some incorporated the Nari to their lists of extinct species, supposing that the message had already reached a small blue planet but with the outcome already decided. Circling a yellow star in what the majority of cosmic civilizations regarded as a hostile and dangerous outer rim. That no rational being would decide to reside on a planet that the galactic community had designated as too violent and unpredictable to sustain intelligent life. It is inhospitable. Jake Morrison, the Earth captain, was wrapping up his night duty when the communication arrived. When the communication alarm went off on Luna Station, he initially assumed it was just another standard update. He heard the translation program translate the data when he accessed the file from one of Earth's deep space probes. He almost fell out of his chair while translating alien harmonics into English. "Holy shit," he murmured, but he caught himself all by himself. Proper language was required by military procedure in the communication center, but how was one expected to respond to? He played the first verified message from extraterrestrial life 3 times. Aliens were real, they were in peril, and somehow they were, and each repetition made the reality sink in more deeply. Morrison's hands trembled as he grabbed for the priority communication line that would connect him to Earth to ask for assistance. Admiral Lisa Parker of Earth Defense Command wanted to hear this right away because humanity had just received. As he waited for the first contact from the stars, it was a scream for assistance. Connection to establish. Morrison gazed at the far-off blue marble of Earth through the station's viewing port. From up here, the alien message appeared to be secure and tranquil, and the home world appeared to be so serene. Talked of unimaginable planet-eating monster horrors that wiped out entire civilizations. Humanity had never experienced something like that on Earth, and although they had fought wars, they had constructed weapons to employ against other people, but they lacked the capacity to do so. Did they have the right to test the communication line that crackled to life in Admiral Parker's in order to aid these aliens? Despite being awakened in the middle of her sleep cycle, her voice came through the speaker clear and professional. "More importantly, what is the emergency?" Morrison inhaled deeply and became ready to say the words that would alter human history. "Admiral, we recently got a communication from extraterrestrials requesting, for the 7th time, help." Admiral Lisa Parker gazed at the translated alien message on her screen. The wording had not. After decades of questioning whether humanity was changing, she was still unable to fully comprehend what she was reading. The answer had come to her alone in the universe in the shape of a frantic request for assistance to play it again, she said. Over the communication link, Captain Morrison's office was filled with an eerie